right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Happy Friday to everyone. Welcome in, guys. We should have a pretty good live stream today, looking at some of the altcoins, looking at Bitcoin, looking at the more macro scenario and what could be about to happen in the coming weeks for Bitcoin. Yeshwant, much love to you. Thank you for always tuning in from India. Nikilu, what's up to you? Falcos Forge, much love, man. And Eric, yo, it's good to see you. Guys, we are seeing a drop on Bitcoin, and we didn't end up taking the high at $78,000, and I still am in that short from the naked daily point of control at $78,000, and we are making new local lows below yesterday's low. We are at the value area low of our range, and we are seeing a small bounce from here. But we have the potential to break down. I actually think that we're at the very least going to see a breakdown to 75K. This could range a little bit more and see a breakdown, but I do think more downside is likely on Bitcoin, at least to come down to that 75K area of support, 75.2 to 74.8. And depending on what happens, guys, we could see much bigger moves starting next week. When markets open next week, we have the potential to see much larger moves to the downside. I want to go into a couple things here. I want to go into the total market cap. I want to go into USDT dominance. I also want to go into some of the altcoins. And right now, we're seeing a little bit of an altcoin season, a mini altcoin season, or some of the altcoins are pumping. We see some of the altcoins. Near protocol, guys, we talked about it yesterday, and we talked about how if we didn't see that SFP of 189, we were going to get that pump all the way up to 220, and we got that pump all the way up to 220. We actually hit very perfectly between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. That is your ABC correction zone, and this could be, if we start to lose this purple box of resistance, we could see a major dump come in on Near protocol. But on the other hand, if we are able to flip this golden pocket locally to support, then I do think we're going to continue up to 257 and eventually even up to 364. We can talk about Near, we can talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is at a major support level right now. Let me zoom out to the daily time frame. Ethereum is at the major support level of a pitchfork. I'll hide this channel really quickly. It's at the major bottom of a pitchfork, and you can see we rejected the midline at the last high. We dumped all the way to the bottom. It's been holding on for dear life. But if Ethereum does start to lose this pitchfork, we could see a massive dump down to 1600-ish area, where we have our 4-year long range point of control along with the weekly level. And then also on Ethereum, we have, if we look at this structure here, this parallel channel that's being created, we are also at the bottom of that parallel channel. Nice support here. If it holds, we could see a decent move up on Ethereum up to, the channel highs and maybe the pitchfork band up there. But if we start to lose this, I would suspect we are going to get an aggressive drop on Ethereum. But first, let's go into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, not a lot has happened since yesterday, really. Welcome in, Rocky, Lil Rich 69. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, okay, so Bitcoin, we know that on Bitcoin, on the daily time frame, we were rejecting from a very key resistance. Between 82.3 and 82.5 was that very important golden pocket. It was a logarithmic golden pocket in confluence with that 1-to-1 target. So if this was going to be an ABC, that is the zone where we could see that big dump come in and we could see us take out 60K. Now, so far, we are pulling back pretty aggressively, but it's not, we haven't lost the key support. Coming underneath 75K, flipping 75K from support to resistance will be really the ultimate test for Bitcoin to remain bullish on the higher time frames. If we do fall back inside of that volume profile that I just took off the chart, this volume profile right here, you can see the value area high of that volume profile is coming in at those key liquidity support levels as well as the anchored VWAP. And your anchored VWAP is a trend, volume-based trend support. So in a bullish scenario, you want to come down, you want to touch that anchored VWAP, and you want to bounce. And then that means you're likely to continue up in this local trend that we've been in from 65K. But if we start to lose it and flip it to resistance, not only do we have a high likelihood of coming down to the POC, which I do think we'll get a trade there because it's our macro golden pocket in confluence with that POC. We also have a daily level in there as well. You can see that daily level in there as well. But eventually, even if we bounce from the POC, it might just be a move to backtest value area high before coming down to value area low, where I do think we would get another trade opportunity from value area low, but that might just be to come up to POC, and then we see that big breakdown below 60K. The reason why I am a little bit worried for the bulls right now, let's go on to the total market cap. Now, this is very, very important. Total market cap has been in a downtrend, just like Bitcoin, a macro downtrend. But from the lows, we bounced from the bottom of the pitchfork band. Let me hide this real quick. We bounced from the bottom of the pitchfork band. We worked our way up in that first contracting diagonal up to the midline. We rejected the midline, but we made a higher low. Then we were finally able, this was very, very important. We broke, another small rejection from midline, pullback, broke above it, flipped it instantly to support, made new highs, flipped it on higher time frame to support, made new highs, and we've been grinding here ever since. But we are starting to drop, and if we fall back inside of our volume profile, actually we're inside the volume profile. So let me go ahead and grab that volume profile, and you can see here, where did we reject? We rejected from the value area high of the volume profile. Now we have lost the POC, and we're bearishly backtesting the POC right now and rejecting. This is a very bad sign. Just like if Bitcoin were to reject the value area high, fall back inside, we've lost the POC. In the last few days, this week, we have made a move up to backtest that POC, and we are rejecting right now, guys. And if we confirm this rejection and this daily candle prints red like this, a bearish engulfing daily candle on the total market cap, then we are likely to continue down, not only to take out your local lows from Wednesday, April 29th, but this could see a move all the way down to the value area low. And I would suspect that it's going to, we're going to see small moves, and it's going to take some time. And by the time we get down to that value area low, it's going to be in pretty close confluence with our pitchfork midline again. And it would be another back test. If we're able to hold that value area low and back test, then we're likely to at least make our way up back to the POC or even value area high. But if we start to lose the value area low of this range, flip it bearishly, then I do think we are going to come down to our lower pitchfork band, taking out the lows and seeing the market dump aggressively. And the thing is, guys, total market cap is dumping right now. If we go to our USDT dominance chart, which we know is inversely correlated to Bitcoin, USDT dominance is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. We are rejecting, well, first off, for the past few months, we've been in a downtrend, but this downtrend looks like a corrective channel. We're bouncing from a very, very important support of a wave 4 target in order to see one last impulse up to make new highs above this high, but also we have some double tops from the last bear market that we would look to take those highs as well. We did reject earlier this week on Monday. We rejected the top of the channel, but you can see we've moved down to our POC, and we're seeing the POC hold its support. So in other words, we're flipping that POC of the last range that goes back to April 17th. So about a little over a month now, we're flipping that POC to support. And if we do attempt another breakout of this channel, guys, that is when things can get really, really messy here. If USDT dominance is able to break out of this channel, break above the value area high, then that is when we can see, first off, we'd probably see something like this, where we come up, we change market structure bullishly by taking out this high. That would be a high time frame change in market structure. Sure, we might get an SFP type movement there where we come back to back test that channel. But on that back test here, if we are to hold it as support, just like if the back test here, we're holding it as support, we expect to take out the highs. We could see a very aggressive volatile breakout of this channel. And this would be the start of a much larger impulse, or it would be the continuation of a much larger impulse from the lows, where we would be looking at like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get your 5-wave move, you get the pullback in a corrective move, and this could be your big wave 3 of a daily time frame impulse to the upside that would probably take a couple months, maybe even a few months, where we could see us come up to take out those double highs. And if the USDT dominance chart is pumping, that means Bitcoin and the altcoins are most likely dumping. They're inversely correlated. And so we're at a very, very key decision point for not only Bitcoin, but for the total crypto market. This USDT dominance chart is so important because when we start to see money rotate back into stablecoins, USDT stablecoins or USDC stablecoins, it is because the market is uncertain and they are expecting downside. So they're pretty much taking profits on their trades and securing it back into dollars where it is going to be stable. This weekend, we are going into the weekend. So it is absolutely plausible that we see another small rejection here and kind of chop between the POC and the channel breakout over the weekend. Or if things are about to get dumpy today, we could see the breakout to change market structure today, and then over the weekend we get that pullback to back test this channel. We have to be very aware here, guys, with total market cap bearishly rejecting the bearish backtest of our POC, of our range POC of the past 3-4 months. This could see a volatile move down. USDT dominance could see a volatile move up. And that would mean a lot of the altcoins would dump too. A lot of the altcoins are at some pretty key resistances. Like I showed you guys with Near protocol. Let's go into this. It's been pumping very aggressively, but on Near protocol, I'm going to go to the daily time frame here. We are backtesting our prior range that was about a year long. We had this range that lasted about a year. We are now backtesting the value area low of that range in a bearish backtest. It is also your golden pocket, your logarithmic golden pocket, pulled from the range highs to the range lows, your last highs to lows. That golden pocket is there, and this would be an area where we would expect some chop in here, not an instant rejection and fall, but a little bit of a range to form, which could be distribution range. Now, what I want to talk about here with Near protocol real quickly while we're on it is, let me just leave that there. Looking at the bigger move. So we have an impulse right here. We have a corrective pullback here, and then we have another impulse starting here. If we're looking at an ABC correction, ABC, your targets for that ABC are between the 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction and the 1.236. And you can see, where did we reject yesterday? At the 1.236. And it was today's daily candle because it happened after market close yesterday. But our candle body hasn't even closed above our very key purple box of resistance. And this is where Near, at the end of a larger correction, you do see often a huge spike in volume. Traps a lot of long traders. A lot of long traders are breaking, they're trading. Instead of seeing the SFP of 189, they're seeing a breakout there, and they start to long in this pretty much these last 2 days. You see a lot of long stepping in. That is liquidity that the market makers can use to very quickly flush this down. Once, you'll see a range form here where they're offloading, and then the very quick flush down. Now, if we are going to see that rejection, if this was a confirmed ABC done, just like Bitcoin, you expect impulse down to take out the lows. If in the bullish scenario, now here's the thing, guys, we do have a bullish scenario for Near protocol, and a lot of the other altcoins have some bullish scenarios as well that look like they are plausible. We could see this as a 1, 2, and then we're in a wave 3, and you would want that wave 3 really to continue pushing up to at least the 1.618, but it could even push up to our golden pocket and our weekly at 355 to 364, or really 393. And it would be breaking back into this range. And the thing is with this, we're at the value area low of the range now. So if we reject, it's a bearish backtest. You expect it to make new lows on the macro timeframes. But if we're able to break back inside of this range, then we would expect to move up pretty much to your POC is a little bit higher than your naked weekly point of control. But on the Binance chart, actually, let's do this. On the Binance chart, USDT, our POC is very close to that 786, and there's the naked weekly point of control there as well. So we would be breaking back up hitting into the POC of the range, you might see a pullback to backtest value area low bullishly, that value area low bullishly, and then get a move up to value area high. Now, value area high is going to be where a key bearish pitchfork band is. But if I go back to the USD chart, so keep in mind, this is a different pitchfork than the bearish pitchfork I got on the Coinbase chart. If we look at the Coinbase chart at that 257 area, 255, 257, it is going to be our, let me just zoom out here a bit onto the 3-day time frame. This bearish pitchfork, I originally had this even in yesterday's live stream as that original pitchfork to the downside, and we were breaking out of it. We were bouncing from the bottom band. We were breaking out of it. And when you break out, you do expect to see continuation, a pretty aggressive move. We are seeing that, but we're coming up to resistance. So it's either going to be a fake out where you come back, you fall back inside, and then that's when you see that new low come in. Or if we can continue up here, then you can take this same pitchfork that has been respected in the past, you can shift it to the skiff version, and then you would be looking at the rejection of the bearish backtest of that skiff pitchfork, which is going to be in that zone where your POC is. You can see your POC up at 275 or 274, let's say, and then 257, we have a fresh naked weekly point of control, and it's the 786. Very key decision point right now for Near protocol. Like this week's candle close, and I have to say right now on the weekly time frame, it looks bullish. If we zoom out to that weekly time frame, we did have confirmed bull divs. This is bothering me. Let me get rid of that. We did have confirmed bull divs on the weekly time frame as we were coming into that low. Money flow looking like it's about to cross into the green on Market Cipher, and on NAMI, money flow looks very good, and we're even right now invalidating a local bearish divergence on the weekly. Unless this candle by Sunday is like way down here, then this could roll over and confirm a bear div, but it looks like we're not going to. It looks like at the very least we're going to start to form a range up in this area and potentially break back into this range. Okay, I am getting an alert on XRP. Let me check what is going on here. Oh, XRP is dumping to our 786 and to grab liquidity here at the bottom of the triangle. Remember, guys, we talked about XRP earlier this week and earlier last week as well. But XRP has been in this triangle chopping. We made a move up, a false breakout of the triangle just to grab liquidity. This is a trap that market makers like to play on retail traders that trade pattern traders. We grabbed liquidity. Now we're dumping down to the bottom of the triangle, which is also going to be your liquidity and your 786. So either this is going to hold and we're going to get another kind of at least move up to your triangle or golden pocket area, local golden pocket area. But triangle is a continuation consolidation pattern, and we dumped coming into the triangle. So we do have a higher likelihood of dumping coming out of it, especially because we had that false breakout market maker trap for the retail traders. I would actually be looking for a bigger breakdown here. Yes, you might be able to take a scalp right now on this, a scalp long opportunity on XRP, and we can actually look at that. Let's go into the hourly chart. Let's see if we get some sort of confirmation here. Money flow doesn't look very good on Market Cipher. You do have some bull divs, though. You can see on NAMI, you do have some bull divs coming in here on the hourly chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. And you have potential bull divs on Market Cipher, and you have bull divs potentially on... Actually, no bull divs. You did have some bull divs, but they played out with a little bit of chop in here. Money flow doesn't look the best, guys. Could you take this SFP if you want to? If you're going to take this trade right now, let me see here. Let me go into the 15. Yeah, 15-minute actually looks pretty good for a scalp long opportunity. So what we could do is we could wait for this 15-minute candle close above 134.56. Right now, we have about 5 minutes left. If we start to close above it, we can enter long, wherever that's going to be. I would be personally putting my stop below the 786 Fibonacci, which is the bottom of the box. And then we could be looking to target, you know, I would even look to target just these range highs in here. That is a nice scalp trade right there, about 140. Let's do this as well. We can pull a local golden pocket from the last little micro range highs to the lows. Yeah, I mean, that is going to be your resistance, 139, 140, coming up and taking this liquidity in here into that little local golden pocket. We'll stay here for a second and we'll see if we get this trade. I don't like the way that Bitcoin is rejecting right now, and I don't like the way that total market cap is rejecting. Money flow also doesn't look the best here. You know, we do have multiple drives of bull div coming in, but money flow doesn't look the best. So we can be patient here. We can wait for that 15-minute candle close. And if we do get that close, we could look for a scalp long opportunity. Let me jump into the chat, say hi to everybody. Mr. Rekichan, welcome in, man. You shorted Render this morning. Yeah, so Mr. Rekichan, I don't know if you missed the beginning of the stream, but we are seeing some very bearish looking macro scenarios play out. Let me go to the daily time frame, and I want to go back to that total market cap. This is so important, guys. We are rejecting the bearish backtest of the POC of this range, and we rejected the value area high. We lost the POC, and this whole week we've been working our way up to backtest that POC. But today we're seeing a big bearish engulfing candle, and in rejecting the POC, meaning that we could at the very least make a move all the way down to the value area low, which we would see probably some, you know, some chop. Maybe the SFP right here gives us a little move back up to backtest it. And then we see that chop where it takes some time, where the pitchfork midline is in pretty close confluence with value area low. But that means we would be expecting dumpage on Bitcoin and the altcoins. Another thing with Bitcoin is we are rejecting that kind of 382 level, right? That little first box of resistance, which at the beginning of the week on Monday, guys, a lot of people were looking at shorts around 77, you know, 77.2. I heard a lot of different stuff on the YouTube from, you know, the channels out there. I had two resistances on the chart all week. The first resistance was the 78K naked daily point of control all the way up to about 78.5, where we had a 4-hour fair value gap that was filled with our 382 in there. The second resistance was that golden pocket up here, but I was looking, that's why I'm short from $78,000, because I was looking for the rejection here. This move up looked like a corrective move up, decreasing volume overall, and it just doesn't look good. And now we're dumping, and we're starting to change market structure bearishly, right? You have a low, which is breaking market structure bearishly by taking out that low. So we've had our confirmed bearish break in market structure on the 1 hour. We took out this low, making a bearish market structure break. Then we come up, we make a lower high, and now we're even continuing with another lower low today. So you have flipped locally throughout the week. We've been in bullish market structure locally throughout the week, but now we are flipping to bearish market structure. And with that bearish market structure flip, we can now expect that, hey, it's likely we're going to come take out the lows, and we're probably going to come test our real big support level around 75.2 to 74.8. But yes, welcome in, Mr. Rekichan. Awesome that you got a short on Render. We'll look at Render. I know Render was one of those coins that was pumping pretty good, up 3.75% in the past 24 hours, but on the week, I think it pumped pretty good. Welcome. Welcome in, man. Good to see you in here. Jesus Save 77. God bless you, man. Good morning to you as well. Hope you are doing good today. And yes, Mr. Rekichan, I'm doing good, man. I finally got everything worked out. Sorry about yesterday's live stream, by the way, guys. I had to answer that phone call from the insurance company, and they wanted to go into a bunch of stuff over the phone, so I had to kind of cut the stream through a text with you guys on screen. I apologize for that, but that was important to get that done for me, and that's all going well. So, you know, bit of an inconvenience getting smashed into, but everything's all good, and we'll keep going, you know. Jolem Skoda, sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Jolem Oskosta, welcome in, man. Thank you for saying that, man. I've been making money with ZEC. Yeah, me too, man. ZEC and Near have paid out really well for me. ZEC, by the way, guys, on ZEC, it's a bit scary right now. If Bitcoin really starts to dump, oh, and we're dumping here. Damn. This now looks like a 1, 2, 3. So now we need to expect more downside here on ZEC. This is not good to see on ZEC. You could expect a bounce soon, but there's not really a lot of support. If we go onto the 4-hour time frame, we're inside of this fair value gap now. So it's likely that we get sucked down to that, like, what is that? $592 support level. Now, if we pull our Fibonacci retracement from the low, the last impulse low to the high, we could look at that 382 in a strong trend. That, okay, we're even breaking that. Guys, here's the thing. On ZEC, I was telling you guys, now I was expecting a little bit higher, but we are in the fifth wave of a larger impulse to the upside. Let me go to the daily time frame, and I've been talking about this all the way from $300. We have been in an impulse to the upside. A wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Where did we reject on our wave 5 target? Exactly at that 1.236, which is a fifth wave target. If you pull a Fibonacci expansion target, you go from the highs of wave 4 to the lows of wave 4. You're looking between the 1.236 and the 1.618. Okay, we are seeing Aave hit an alert as well. Let's see. Yeah, right now, guys, I am not... Okay, we are grabbing some liquidity, or we're hitting the POC of the range, and we're grabbing liquidity here into the POC. Let me get rid of some of this local stuff. Man, it's not looking too good here. I want to go back to XRP. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot about that. SFP. Yeah, no SFP. No SFP, no long. Okay, we've already hit this 786. We're probably going to dump out of this triangle pretty aggressively. We might see a bounce, like over the weekend. We might see a naked daily and then kind of grind up to backtest the triangle. But this triangle here on XRP was likely to break down. We even more so because we saw the market maker trap, the pump, fake breakout of the triangle just to grab liquidity, and now we're dumping here. So I would be expecting a move, you know, in the next week or so down to this 123 to 121 area on XRP. You might see at the golden pocket, if we throw on our golden pocket as well, you might, yeah, your golden pocket's going to be at that naked daily point of control. So you might see a bounce here. If you do bounce here and get back inside the triangle, then you could see a move up to wherever this lower high golden pocket is before dumping. Let me check Bitcoin, because Bitcoin obviously is dumping right now. Yep, just took the lows. Okay, actually, guys, I don't know if we're going to get this, because we're going into the weekend, and it's possible that this sideways range continues here. We are not getting the SFP, or we're doing a double bottom here. I would not be longing yet. First off, that's more of a double bottom there. 75992. Let's see what this is here. 76,000. So yeah, we did not take the lows yet. We did not take the lows. 76,000 against 75. We didn't take the lows by just $8. But unless you're doing micro time frame scalping right now, I would not be taking a long right now. Money flows just crossing into the red. We didn't take the liquidity. And when you see a bounce like this before actually grabbing the liquidity and you just barely front run it, that means the next time you could bust straight through it. So what we could be looking at on lower time frames right now with Bitcoin is that back test of the value area low at 76.6. And then if we reject, I would expect the move down to 75K. Let me check Near, because I am looking for a potential swing short on Near. Okay, yeah. Money flow doesn't look very good. We had multiple drives of bear div as well. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs here. I know it's only the 15-minute time frame. We didn't see bear divs on the 1 hour. No bear divs on the 1 hour. No bear divs on the 4 hour. No bear divs. No bear divs. But if we start to lose this purple box of resistance, guys, we could be looking for massive swing shorts on Near protocol. Like, it would be something where you're going to short in this area. Your stop is going to go above the high. But the final target of this short trade would be to take out the lows. You know, it would be to take out those lows. And so that is a nice 4-to-1 risk to reward swing trade. And of course, we could actually even shorten up this stop loss depending on if we start to range in here, because I do think we're going to start to form a range in this area of resistance. So what we can do is after, maybe confirming some bearish market structure locally, we look for that move up, and then you short here. It's still the swing short. You're going to put your stop above that lower high, and then you could target those lows. And that's going to give you a much better risk to reward ratio. So I will be looking for those swing shorts on Near protocol. At the same time, if we do see the bullish scenario play out, we can look for a move up to 257, and we can look to scalp long that move up to 257 to continue making those bullish profits. But dang, ZEC, guys, ZEC is not looking good with that dump to the downside. Yeah, I would have to say, it was a very clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. You hit your target. Now, if ZEC is really going to start to dump here, we could see a move literally all the way down. We go from the low of the impulse to the high of the impulse, and we can put on our golden pocket, and we can make that. Yeah, we could see a move down all the way to $400, guys. Like that's, and also look at $400 is your previous support, major resistance. So it's a support resistance flip as well. You could also pull your volume profile for this entire upper range here on the daily time frame. All right. First order of business is you need to break below the value area high, which is going to be in confluence with the pitchfork band. So coming down to like 520 to 520-ish, 525, that is going to be a potential area where we could see a bounce and at least a move up to a lower high golden pocket. So I would be looking to long that depending on how we get down there. And then we can also look at pulling our golden pocket from the lows of our fifth wave to the highs of our fifth wave. And yeah, golden pocket and 786 is going to be, so your 786 is going to be in that zone. I would be looking at this box here as a potential support box, 530 to about 520. And then let's look at our naked points of control within this range. If we have a naked daily down there, it would be even better. We do. We have 2 naked dailies. Perfect support, guys. That's going to be a scalp long support. I will be looking, because we are in a bullish trend, so I will be looking for a scalp long from that zone. But if we make it down that far, it's probably going to be meaning the bounce that we see is going to create a lower high and then dump. So we could be looking at, something like a move down, a bounce, a lower high, and then you're going to see that big crash start to come in. Okay, let me check the chat. Yeah, insane trade, right, Chichan? The long, I originally opened it at 316. I took some profit here because it was a golden pocket and a naked monthly point of control. And then I re-added to it here once we started to reclaim the golden pocket. I did take out 50% of what I had at this pitchfork band, but then I also re-added to it here. Actually, it was the second tap of it, so it was here. And then I took profit. As soon as we started breaking these highs, I took some profit. I'm still in that long trade on ZEC, but I wanted to make it up to the weekly, or at where I wanted to make it up to was the 1.618. It maybe is now looking with this dump right now that we're seeing being a bit impulsive. 1, 2, 3. If we start this dump with an impulse, then we're probably done. We're probably not going to make it up to that weekly. We're probably not going to make it up there, which is unfortunate. Let's actually even pull this small range in here. Okay, yeah, we want to, if we can bounce at, there's a few key support levels for ZEC. First support level coming in is coming in pretty much right now. It's going to be at 598 or like say 599. The next support level is going to be the POC and golden pocket. These are for scalp trades, guys. Scalp long opportunities. I would be expecting lower highs and lower lows. So I'll set alerts on these, and we can actually look at taking trades from these levels, scalp trades. But if you're going to take these scalp trades with me in the Telegram community, you cannot get greedy. You have to take profit on the scalp longs when we're at resistances. So for instance, if we fall back inside this volume profile, we bounce here, I would enter a long, but I would take some profit at the back test of the value area high, because there's a chance that you get rejected and then you move down to value area low, which is going to be, this support box is the nicest support locally, because we have value area low, we have 2 naked daily points of controls, we have our pitchfork band, and some liquidity even in here. You see this liquidity from this low in here. So we have a lot of nice trades. Guys, the market has been super nice with Confluence on, this astrology for men TA stuff. But, and we can scalp this. I know so many people are only focused on Bitcoin, but the altcoins, some of the higher liquidity altcoins, I'm not looking at a bunch of shit coins and stuff like that. Higher liquidity altcoins that have good trades, that have the big guys interested in them, we can make, I've made more money on ZEC and Near in the past, week to month than I have on Bitcoin, and I trade Bitcoin mostly. So, when there's opportunity, there's opportunity. Let's take the trade. If it's a good setup, if we have proper risk to reward ratio, if we have proper confirmations, you take the trade. All right. Let me see. Boomdock St. John, welcome in, man. We will check turbo. So I'll check render. I'll check turbo. 3 white soldiers on the 2-week. White soldiers. I'm not sure what you mean by white soldiers, Boondock Saint, on the 2-week time frame. Oh, what's going on here? All right. Let me see. Near partnered with Turbo over a year ago. Okay. Samuel S., welcome in, my friend. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for modding for me. Decrypto, good afternoon to you as well. Klaus Macadio, thoughts on hype? We'll check hype as well. Yes. Stefan, welcome in. Thoughts on ZEC? I just covered ZEC, Rocky. So ZEC is starting to dump in what looks like an impulsive move to the downside. We can now be looking at this as a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3. And then even if we bounce here, we have to watch for that 4 or 5 coming in. We did break past the 1.618. So if we go from the highs to the lows to the highs here, and we turn on that 1.618, we're breaking past it, meaning that it's less likely that this is a corrective move, because in a corrective move, you will sometimes see it go all the way down to the 1.618. But if you start to break the 1.618, it lowers probabilities drastically that this is a corrective move here. So now we should be looking for a wave 4 and then a wave 5. Or the wave 3 is going to continue until we touch value area high. We get a small scalp, and then we get the drop, back inside this volume profile. All right. Let me check Bitcoin really quickly here. Yeah, I would be very careful backtesting 76.6, guys. If we backtest 76.6 and reject, let me do this. We'll set an alert here at 76.6, and if we get it during the stream, we can even look to enter a scalp short position, depending on how this plays out, depending on what kind of confirmations we have. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ekachun, for the comment about my crash there. S&P 500 double top. Yeah, it looks like we are kind of, not quite a double top there, but man, it's still looking pretty bullish. But I would say this, look at our volume is decreasing on this move to the upside, so we got to be careful there. And you are hitting your 886. You're rejecting the 886. Now, here's the thing, guys. In a larger uptrend, and this didn't work with Bitcoin last week, but a majority of the time this does work. In a larger uptrend, a bullish uptrend, if you see a corrective move and then you come up and you hit the 886, you're more likely to take out the highs that the 886 was pulled from. So I would still be expecting, even if we get a pullback here from this 886 to the golden pocket, you would expect to eventually come up and take those highs out. So I would say I would have to remain bullish on this asset here, on the S&P 500. And really, I'm looking for the S&P 500 to come up to around 7,800 overall, which this, by the way, is a major, major resistance where we could see a big dump on the S&P 500. Okay, let's go into, I'm going to go into render real quick. Render. Oh, and before we do that, I actually want to cover Ethereum real quick. So locally, Ethereum has some support just below us. A naked weekly point of control, range point of control of your 3-month long range, and it would be a liquidity grab of this small range into that level, around 2059. But Ethereum is at the bottom of a much larger structure, guys. Ethereum, this pitchfork has been so well respected. Let me hide this parallel channel for a second. So this pitchfork has been so well respected, and you can see once we lost the midline acted as support, got a nice move up, turned into resistance, you dump all the way to the bottom. Okay, for the past 3 months, the bottom of this pitchfork has been holding as support. We are about to break it down. We are, for the entire week, we've been chopping at the bottom of the pitchfork, and we're not seeing the strength we want to see. We're not seeing a nice move like when we touched it here. We're not seeing a nice move like when we touched it here. This could get very, very bearish for Ethereum, meaning that if we start to lose this pitchfork, you could see a dump really, really aggressively to take out the lows and potentially come down to $1,600. Now, if we look at not just the pitchfork, but we look at our channel, our parallel channel, and this parallel channel I pulled from, let me just get in here. We pulled it from the low to the higher low up to this high. You can see we're at the bottom of the channel too. So in a larger corrective channel like this, when you start to break it down, you see an aggressive move. And we would be looking at this as like a 1, 2, the 3. You would want this to continue down. And this chop is acceptable within a 3. And if we start to lose this, we would probably see a big breakdown here and this third wave continue, maybe to grab this liquidity and then see a 4 and then a 5, something like that. And your fifth wave, you would be looking to take out this low at the very least. We can actually pull a trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs to the lows to the highs. Yeah, okay. We do have some local support below us where we could see that bounce, right? Your POCs here, you have a naked weekly point of control here. And you have your 1.618. So we could probably get a scalp long opportunity from like around 2059 or 2050, around 2050-ish. Let me fix that. 2052 here. So we have some local support coming in this zone. That's not it. But what I would be expecting, guys, if we're going to get that dump and close the weekly candle, remember, we're going into the weekend. If we bounce here and we come up and we reject, that's when you're going to see a big drop. And you're going to see a big drop. You know, value area low has some liquidity that's resting into that value area low. We can also pull our golden pocket from the range lows to the range highs, and we can look at that golden pocket. Damn, I don't like where that's at. I would be looking more at the 786. You have liquidity. So very key point for Ethereum. Very, very key right now. We need to, if in the bullish case scenario, let me go cover the bullish case scenario real quick. In the bullish case scenario, we're going to see a larger corrective move hitting into the 1.618, and then you're going to get back inside this pitchfork in this channel, and you want to break above the value area high. You do not want to reject the value area high, because if you reject, it could still just be more downside. So let's see. We have a lot of good trading opportunities. I already have an alert set on the naked weekly on Coinbase, but we'll set one right now here on Ethereum for this Bybit chart. And let's go into Render real quick. Render USD, Coinbase. Nice short, man. Looks like you caught the SFP. Very nice short SFP there on 208. Now, what I would be looking at on Render is we have a couple ranges here. We have this daily range coming in right here. You're back, you wicked up above it to grab liquidity, but you're inside, and that's a very bearish candle, a daily candle, if it closes this red. Another thing is you have liquidity on a daily low right into the value area low. So at the very least, I would be expecting that move. And this could have been a 3-wave corrective move. Or we could even be looking at this as some sort of flat. An A wave down, a B flat, and then a C coming down to take that low would be another flat in here. And then you would want to see continuation. But it doesn't look too good right now. And let's pull a golden pocket from the lows of this range to the highs of this range, and those are going to be these highs. Okay, we've already hit the 786, so that fib pull is irrelevant, but now we'll pull a fib from this low to the new highs. Yeah, and looking at, I don't really like the confluence there. We'll go with our latest move. You have your golden pocket at POC. So you need this to hold at, and Mr. Wreckage, I think you said you took the short on, one of you guys took the short on Render. I'd really be watching this 186, 187 for a TP, at least a small TP, because you might get some sort of bounce there. Yeah, I mean, this is starting to look impulsive, increase in volume here. You also have this channel that you're breaking down from. You can see you had this channel, you wicked up above the channel to grab liquidity, but this entire channel that's been going throughout the whole week is now breaking with volume to the downside. So watch for a small bounce here to backtest the highs of the channel and the value area high, and then dumpage. We can actually try to set an alert here. Okay, we got the alert set on that golden pocket. And if we get the long there, what we would be looking for is a long. You would want to try to get in, snipe that, and then you would be looking to at least TP1 at the value area high. 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio there. But overall, let's go zoom out here. We'll hide that. I like the hidden bull div that was printed here. Hidden bull div was printed. Can we count this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, this does look kind of nice. Your fifth wave here, you would have to say this is a contracting diagonal because there's overlap between the highs of 1 and the lows of 4. And then in that scenario, oh, actually, so here's the big problem with that though, guys. This first move is a 3-wave corrective move in here. Just like XRP, just like Chainlink. I mean, so much, the fact that this was a 3-wave move to start in a dead cat bounce really does give you a lot of pause that you're going to continue up super higher. It's more likely that at the very least, the range is going to extend here. The next thing we could be looking at is pulling that. We have the volume profile of this smaller daily range in here, but we can also look at the larger daily range after this crash happened in February. So you can see we had a very big crash in October, in October. So we go pull that volume profile. I mean, you are right at the value area high, guys. We're pretty much rejecting value area high. And once again, that POC of the smaller daily range and the POC of our larger weekly range is pretty much where we're at. So if you start to close the weekly candle underneath like 187, I would say 187, 186, you are very likely to see once again that range continue and at least come down to value area low. Let's put this on and then let's change that. Oops. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would really be looking at that 786 value area low. You have liquidity in here as well. So depending on how we lose this 186 to 187, if you start to lose that, I would expect a pretty big move down over the next weeks. It's going to take weeks to play out, but you could expect to move down to around 128 to 126. You'll get bounces along the way. It's not going to be a straight drop, but that could get, pretty aggressive in the next weeks to the downside. Okay, hype. We'll go through hype, USD. Wow. Okay. I mean, breaking out of this daily range, you can see breaking out of the daily range here very nicely. You even back tested it on what day was that? Monday. On Monday, May 18th, backtesting, you're pushing up. Now we're in price discovery, at least on Coinbase we are. Let me see if there's a different exchange that has more information here. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, you're breaking out of your range value area high. You broke straight through this resistance. It was the value area high of your upper range. It was a weekly level and a naked weekly point of control. Breaking above it, we just SFP'd the all-time highs. Okay, so be very, very careful here. SFP the all-time highs. Now what we want to look for, let's zoom in on the chart because this does look impulsive. And I have to say, let me get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this purple box. We're going to get rid of this. We can get rid of that now because that's not relevant anymore. We didn't make it down there. And yeah, what I would be looking at, because you can see we broke out a value area high, back tested it right there, and then impulsed up. But this does look like an impulse, right? A wave 1 here, wave 2 here, a wave 3. So now if we get a small corrective move, A, B, C, then you could look for one more high to be made. But I would be looking at that next high very carefully for shorts. Weekly is starting to get toppy here. Money flow looks pretty good though. Let's go to our 2-day. No bear divs on this thing. Interesting. Yeah, no bear divs. But what I would say here is money flow topping out and curving to the downside. You did have your RSI and stochastic RSI pegged out here, starting to rotate down. It doesn't look like it's completely done to me. We have this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We want to see a pullback 4 or 5. So we can pull from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3. We'll look at our wave 4 targets between the 382 and the 0.5. So might be able to expect a bounce between 54 and 51. Let's go in on the lower time frames and let's see if we have any sort of. We'll look at our flat scenario. Oops. Yeah, that 1.236 at that $54 zone would be a potential scalp long opportunity. But I'd be very careful with that because you see you have confirmed bear divs. Actually, no, you don't. These bear divs played out with this small move down. Okay, yeah, nothing until we would get down to like the 0.5 has a naked daily point of control there, and that's going to be another. So your targets for your wave 4 are between the 382 and the 0.5. Both of them have confluence. You have confluence at 54 with this small zigzag correction in a flat, and if you continue down, then you look you have that naked daily. Sorry, that's supposed to be naked daily. You have that naked daily point of control where that 0.5 is. So 55 and 51. Let me check something here real quick for the flat. Did we hit the 0.9 Fibonacci? So if we go from the highs of A to the lows of A, and we want to see if this tapped the 0.9. So I'll go to the 886. Yeah, we tapped the 886, so it probably didn't tap the 0.9, which is your minimum target for a flat. Yeah, it did. 62. Let's see if it did actually. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's close enough if we didn't tap it. 61.98. We missed it by 2 cents, but essentially you tapped it, right? Essentially tapped the 0.9. So that means we could be in a flat here, and you're looking between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. Your very micro support is going to be this little guy here. And then if you lose that, I would be expecting a quick move down to 51. Right now we're having a reaction from the 1-to-1, and that could work too as well, because you grabbed the liquidity of your A wave lows. So now you've had that flat. Technically grabbed lows into 1-to-1. That could have been it, but I doubt it. Let me hide some of this smaller stuff, and we will look at all right, what we can do here is we can, from our very lows of the of this asset here, we can pull the very first big shift in market structure. We could pull this here. Let me hide this range. No, skiff works better. Okay. Yeah, and once again, guys, for that wave 5. So in this last move up this past couple of weeks, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, 5, I would really be looking to end $66, $67, guys, when you get to the top of this pitchfork. And if you're in a wave 5 here, that could be a short all the way back, at least back down to the bottom in your golden pocket area. So we definitely need to be watching that top of the pitchfork on the daily time frame. And this pitchfork is not the nicest respected, but you can see I mean, there is some respect there. Let me get rid of this. All right, that's it for hype. Let's see. We did ZEC. Turbo, we can check Turbo here. Turbo USD. And hold on, let me check this chat here. S.A. Cato, what's up, man? Welcome in. White soldiers are a pattern bro thing. Oh, okay. Pattern bro. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with white soldiers. Yeah, low volume. Romsky, welcome in, man. It is low volume on the grind up, but you're still in bullish market structure overall on the S&P 500. And really, you are just seeing right now a small reaction from that 886. It's really, in the grand scheme of things, it's really nothing so far. That doesn't mean it can't turn into something bigger. But yes, I get what you're saying. Oh, ZEC is already pumping down. Sorry, John, I will go through that. I just want to see what ZEC is doing here. Yeah, let's watch here. I'll set an alert here at 596 because we want that to look at that back test of the value area high. It's just of this range that we've been in. And let me, okay, actually it's going to be closer to 600. But even if we get a small bounce here, I would really be cautious and looking for a lower high before finishing an impulse. So let's just do, this is not an official fib yet, but I'm going to pull it from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3. We'll throw it right on top of that value area high test, and then we can turn on the wave 4 targets. So yeah, I would like, you know, you see that kind of order block area in here around 642. So we could look at taking a scalp long. You'd want to try to get your stop loss real tight here. You'd want to get in on that entry, and I would be looking at this area, and that's still a good scalp trade for a wave 4. And then you would look to short down to break the lows. Okay, but Turbo. Man, Turbo, yeah. I don't like how this is looking dumpy. This actually looks like a double 1-2 impulse, in my opinion, like a 1-2, 1-2. You're starting your third wave here, and then you could get some 4-5s. We did front run that golden pocket, and seeing the liquidity grab into that golden pocket would be a potential long opportunity there. But you would want to see this impulse ending. You would want to be in your 4-5s on that impulse ending. You're at the POC. You rejected the. So here's what happened though. This is exactly what we could see on Bitcoin, right? You have this range of the past few months. You break out of the range. You hit it into a very key resistance area. Yes, you wicked past it, but that's low liquidity, and you grabbed all of this, right? You grabbed all this liquidity in here. You ultimately rejected from this naked weekly, daily level, and some liquidity in here. And then you fell back inside the volume profile. This is the big thing, guys. Once you exit a volume profile, you reject from a resistance above. And if you fall back inside of it, you actually have a very high likelihood of rotating it all the way down to the bottom of the volume profile eventually. So you fell back inside of it. What do we see? We saw a 3-wave corrective move to backtest the value area high, and now we're impulsing down. So at the very least, because this was a 3-wave corrective move right here, you're expecting to take out that low that the corrective move was started from. And knowing that we have our golden pocket just below, let me make sure. Actually, this is an improper golden pocket. I'm sorry. No, you've already tapped the golden pocket. That's where your bounce was. So, and actually, let's make sure that that is on log scale. Yes. Okay, never mind about this box of support. Honestly, I would be expecting that move down to the value area low. If we lose this, obviously we're at a support level right now. If we lose this, yeah, and yeah, you would be expecting to move down to value area low. First off, we have a daily level and a weekly level down here at 00099. This is your next major support level here. And the way it looks, it's looking like if we lose the POC today, eventually you're going to grind your way down here. It could take a week. It could take some time, but that's exactly where I would be expecting to come down to. And then also, John, remember, our major support is between the 1.236 and the 1.618. We were looking at a wave 5. That's your wave 5 targets. We were looking at this entire structure from, where was it? Was this it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Those are bad targets now. Yeah, just from this impulse here, 1, 2, 3. This could have been a very complex corrective move. Here's the big thing with this entire range, and this entire corrective move here, volume was decreasing the entire time, meaning it's more likely to be corrective, meaning that on the macro time frame, you're more likely to take out the lows. Could you see a bounce from value area low, another move up, and the range to extend a bit more before taking out those lows? Yes, you could. So I would be looking for scalp longs at that value area low and that weekly level. So we could do long if divs there on turbo, but it doesn't look the best. You do have some, wait, what? Yeah, you do have some bull divs that were created from this low to this low, but those bull divs played out with this move up this week. All right, let me see what's happening here with Biddy. Oops. Yeah, I really don't like what we're seeing here. Okay, in trading, 3 white soldiers is a bullish candlestick pattern used to predict that a prolonged downtrend is reversing. So is that like a 3 drives pattern? Maybe it's just a different name for a 3 drives pattern. R Pink, much love to you, man. Thank you so much for being here and watching the Starship launch. Awesome, dude. Well, enjoy that Starship launch. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, nice. It's always fine. Jasa, welcome in, my friend. So good to see you in here. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well with everything. Waiting for 74.4 to 74.8. Yeah, I like that. For me, it's 75.2 to 74.8, but that is that next support level, right? It's the value area high of your big 3-month long range. The anchored VWAP is at 75.2, and that's why I'm really paying attention to 75.2. But it would be better to come down and grab the liquidity of 74.9 and 74.8 together. We have dual liquidity that is resting down there, 74.9 and 74.8. And then you can see your value area high is at 74.8. But thank you, Jasa, and it's great to see you, man. Chad P, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Flat Smack, is it alt season? My opinion on that, and this is not financial advice, I don't give financial advice, is no. I think we're seeing a bull trap. And the reason why is on total market cap, guys. We have now confirmed a rejection from our back test. We're confirming a rejection from the back test of the POC. So this range that we've been in for 3 months, reject value area high, lose the POC, back test the POC this week. We're likely to see that move down to value area low. Golden pocket. Let me just see. I mean, we probably shouldn't use log scale because, yeah, it's only a 32% move. So, yep. But, I mean, oops, didn't mean to do that. I would really be looking for a potential move down to, you know, value area low, golden pocket, and then maybe the pitchfork band, just this zone in here. And then, of course, the USDT dominance, guys. I'm telling you right now, it looks like it wants to break out of this channel. Oh, shit. It looks like it wants to break out. And if it breaks out, of course, over the weekend, like I covered this at the beginning of the stream. So if you guys missed that, this corrective channel that we've been in for a couple months on USDT dominance, we're bouncing from the local POC. We're coming up to backtest the channel now. But if we break out today of this channel, I would expect a small breakout to change market structure. Then over the weekend, the pullback to backtest that. And that is when you could see that giant push. Near. I really want to potentially enter a swing short on Near, so that's why I keep checking Near. Man, it would be super, super nice to enter that swing short. Okay, let me keep going with the chat here. Yeah, Bitcoin is dumping. Yep. I expect us to come down to 75K, but we're pretty much double bottoming here. I don't think that this, now that we saw a small move up before, it's likely that we're going to bust through this without the proper SFP. We're not going to see a proper SFP. You could. Let's see if we do, you know, but it's now more likely that, you know, wave 1, 2, 3 is probably going to continue, 4, 5, something like that. I think we're going to continue down to our 75 key support level. I want to see Hype take the AB equals CD down to around $70 and then back, wait, to around $70, then back down to 50. Let's see. Hype, yeah, and that USDT, I think it was on Bybit, we were looking at it. Yeah, so that is going to be, yeah, $65 to $70 would be a good zone to look at. It looks like we're dumping past that 1-to-1 right now. That's your naked daily point of control. You're dumping, you're at the 1-to-1, but watch 54. 54 could give you a bounce if this is still a flat correction here. You'd want to see an impulse from 54. You'd want to see some nice support coming in. But the more likely move is to come down to your naked daily point of control and your bigger 0.5 Fibonacci for a larger wave 4. Now, in that scenario, though, you would really have to be looking for a 1, 2, a 3, and it would be very confusing because you just might get a 4, 5 and continue down. You did SFP some major highs, guys. Yeah, what can be a hard stop loss for ZEC long? Okay, it depends on what time frame you're looking at and what on ZEC, like if you're talking about longing this back test of the value area high, what we would want to do is as it's coming down here, because we have the potential now for this to be a 1, 2, 3. So you want to wait for the bounce, and then once you start to get a move up, you're going to be longing a little bit late. Your stop loss is going to go below that low, and I would be targeting the 0.5 to about the 382. And then if you're looking for that's on that long, right? Now, if we're looking at a bigger long, like say we are going to come down to this golden pocket here, you're going to enter the long. Let's say you enter the long once you reclaim the golden pocket. Your stop would be going below. If it comes down, let's say it does something like this, and it comes down in your 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You hit that, you're in your 5th wave. Once you start to reclaim the golden pocket, you can enter long, but your first TP would have to be the back test of the value area high, because that means you might be getting stuck back in the range. That's still a decent risk to reward ratio, right? A 3 to 1. Remember, guys, you can actually, in risk to reward ratio trades, if you're taking 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio trades, you can lose 70% of your trades and only win 30% and still be profitable. Now, a lot of the times on this channel, we take way better risk to reward ratios than 3 to 1, 5 to 1, 7 to 1, all these, really good ones. So it depends on what trade you're looking at. Now, if you are Olga Viona, if you are in the Telegram, I have alerts set here. And if I'm not streaming, I will let you guys know if I decide to enter a long trade on ZEC. You can see I have alert set. We can even set an alert here as well. The House Oversight Committee launches investigation into insider trading on prediction markets. Is that like the poly market stuff that's going on? Saga, yeah, we can check out Saga. Let's see, Saga USDT. Guys, if you posted an altcoin that I forgot about, please just repost that in the chat. Man, pump and dump scam is what I say. This looks like a pump and dump scam to me. And you're probably around your golden pocket 786 zone. You're breaking the 786. You're likely to take the lows out. And honestly, this is pure scammery in my opinion. Actually, what this looks like to me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe something like that. Just pure impulse down. I would not touch this with the 10 foot. Maybe I would short this. That's it. But you also don't want to short already. You would have wanted to short when you started to break back inside. You kind of had a sideways range forming in here. As soon as you broke back below the POC or the value area high, you would want to short that. You're even starting to lose the value area low. But you can see here, you got that wick right there the very next day that came up. So this right here would have been an awesome short to bring at least down to value area low where you're at now. Man, I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. It looks like a scam to me. And there's honestly not too much I can say except you're likely to come take out the lows here. Yeah, gold. Okay. Gold is, I'm looking for a move. I have an alert set on the daily right down here. You have your golden pocket in your daily. And I'm looking for gold to continue down to here potentially. But we have a few things on gold. So we have the larger, let me just zoom out to like the 3-day time frame. And I know this is messy, guys, so please excuse that. But we're in a corrective move. you know, even looking at this from this low at 1600, 2, 3, you know, you're looking for a 4 and a 5 potentially to come up. I'm looking at this to be a range, a corrective range that could last up to a year. And now if we, and I'm sorry about all of this, guys, let me just get rid of some of, no, I'll go to the 2 hour time frame. Now what we're looking at on gold is we have 2 ranges. So from the highs, we have this bigger sideways range, right? All of this sideways range in here from the highs. We're breaking, we're at the value area low of that range. You can see we're at the value area low. We bounced up from the value area low this last week just to backtest the value area low of the smaller range that we broke down from. We also rejected a lower high golden pocket here. So it, to me, rejecting from the lower high golden pocket here, it was likely that we took out the lows. We've done that. But I would like for gold to come down to the daily at 4,400 to 43.77. And I do have to say that this move here looks corrective. Like you're in a small descending channel here. You can see you have the aggressive move down, and then you're now starting to chop, which is selling exhaustion. So could you see a double bottom here and then break out? Yes, you could. We'll set, excuse me, guys, let me get a drink of water. Could you see a double bottom SFP here? You could, and we'll set an alert there just in case. But I would like to come down. So the 3 main levels I'm looking for trades on gold is if we get back inside this upper volume profile, if we get back above 45.57, I would be looking for a move up to golden pocket 786. Your golden pocket has a nice support resistance flip there, but your 786 is the better level. It's a naked weekly, a naked daily, a 786, a range point of control at 4,700 pretty much. Now, to the downside, and especially if we keep chopping within this channel for a bit, maybe you get that SFP, but it only brings you up to the top of the channel. And then you come down to the bottom. That daily golden pocket at around 44 to 43.77 is where I'm looking for longs on gold. Overall, I would say gold is the larger range is expected to continue. And the dump that we saw, I know this is really messy. This overall dump, impulse, correction, impulse, 3-wave corrective move. Now we could be looking, because that was a 3-wave corrective move, we could be looking at something like this. Another 3-wave corrective move, right? That's your W. This is going to be your X. Maybe your X brings you up to 5,000, which you have the value area high of the larger range in confluence with the macro golden pocket. And then you see another 3-wave corrective move down. And that could bring you to 4,000. But overall, this would take a lot of time, right? Obviously, at least, and you know, your Y wave would be more, you know, you come reject golden pocket, naked weekly. It would take you longer, maybe coming into, you know, July or even August, September. But yeah, locally for gold, I'm expecting a move down. Let's just continue to chop within this descending channel. See a move down, potentially a trade at the SFP of the lows, but I would be looking for a scalp trade, and I would be looking at taking profits near the top of the channel. And then if you continue to chop in this down to the daily, that's where daily golden pocket is where I'd really be looking. If this breaks up first, and if this breaks up, we're probably going to SFP these range highs of this small sideways range. You're probably going to get this, something like an SFP to back test the channel. And this back test here is where we can long to bring up to here or here. So there's a lot of trades to be taken, guys. A lot of trades to be taken. Like, and we're not going to catch them all. For sure, we're not going to catch them all. But the ones that have better probability and proper confirmation are the ones that I would take. And the red dot on the monthly Yeah, let's go to the week first here. Yeah, weekly money flows curving out. We didn't see bear divs though. Essentially, I'm looking for a large weekly correction in here, right? So moving in, potentially a year long. But in the meantime, and I know this looks like total garbage right now on my chart. Just we're looking at a W, a potential X up to $5,000, and then another Y down to take out the lows and come to that naked monthly. And this would be a larger corrective move before gold makes new all-time highs and potentially comes up to $7,000, $8,000. Hold on, let me do something else here. XAU USDT. Was I using Binance? Yes. Yeah. And I did pull a channel too. Let me go to the daily time frame on gold. I pulled a channel from the high to the lower high to the initial low. And let me make sure that's on it, right? Here we go. All right. ETH is hitting that naked weekly. High dump on volume. Look at that dump there. We're hitting the naked weekly and the POC of the range, but I would be very careful here because Bitcoin is just chopping and money flow looks pretty bad. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, money flow looks pretty bad. We don't have confirmation. Right now, I don't have confirmation to long from this area. Potential 4-hour bull divs on NAMI, but your money flow is aggressively leaving right now. And NAMI, or excuse me, on Market Cipher, a NAMI, you don't have bull divs. I just don't have the confirmation to long from this area, guys. Near is trying to hold on. Man, like I said, a range is going to form in here probably. I'm looking for that swing short. Where is my USDT dominance? Oh gosh, guys, we better. Bad news for the bulls. Bad news for the bulls. 75K coming. Machi HK, what's up, my man? No, 68K does not sound crazy at all. 68K is a major support level that I do think we could dump to. 75 is the first order, though. And guys, by the way, remember I said you're probably not going to get the SFP because you got that front run right before it. We did not get the SFP. We're dumping straight through it with high amount of volume. And now we can even be looking at, seeing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of structure play out. Let's see if we get a bounce in an SFP from this. I would be looking for a lower high before dumping down to 68K. And that would be re-entering back inside your range, coming down to that golden pocket POC. Major zones on the higher time frame, major zones of support. 75K is first, 68 to 68.5, and then 64 or 65, I would say. Yeah, and actually, Gabriel, I 100% agree. Those of you that have been following this channel for a while know that while everyone was bullish, especially right in here, I was looking for the rejection, major resistance rejection at the 1-to-1 target. I was looking for a rejection from, okay, wait, I don't know why I have 2 there. I know I have it somewhere here on the chart. Here we go. Very key resistance very key resistance up here. It was your logarithmic golden pocket in confluence with your 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction. For weeks, I have been putting in my thumbnails. You can go back and look. And for weeks, I've been saying this is the area where we could reject to take out 58K or to take out 60K. And the reason why I was saying that is because we're looking at the larger ABC correction, a contracting diagonal and an A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave, a multiple 1, 2, and an impulse, and a C wave. Now, if we start to fall back down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even if you bounce here, low or high, that's when your wave 3 could come in, 4, and then 5, and you're looking to take out those lows and potentially come down to 58, 57K. But in a larger corrective move, A, B, C, and then you crater in an impulse. A, B, C, and then you crater in an impulse down. Another thing that supports this macro bearish outlook, another thing that supports it is the USDT dominance chart. And on that USDT dominance chart, we are looking at a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, where we're bouncing directly from our targets, and this looks like a corrective channel. And then we want to see one last impulse in a wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take out your double top to end the bear market by taking out those highs and seeing this 5-wave impulse up. Like, that is what I'm looking for. Another thing, if let's say we're not talking in terms of Elliott waves, but let's say we're talking in terms of Wyckoff accumulation distribution. This range in here was very clear accumulation, right? Very clear. Tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. There's your model 2 accumulation. You're in the expansion phase. That could be the end of expansion, and then you could get the big move back down to back test the value area high and maybe see that continue, or you're going to fall back inside and then see a bull market. But I mean, so much is setting up for the macro bearish scenario to play out. In my opinion, the macro bearish scenario where we are going to continue in this bear market to take out 58K. Okay, let me finally, yes, yeah, guys, please smash the like button if you're getting any sort of insight into the market from this live stream. Also, I do want to take a second to shout out the partners of the channel. So the main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you'll get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can actually earn up to 40% discounts on trading fees if you deposit some large amounts into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you move in that market. And guys, we're trading on USDT, whether it's Bitcoin or the altcoins, you're trading the futures USDT market, so you can earn extra money just by trading on the exchange. Extra $8,100 in Bitcoin or USDT. They're also offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire crypto industry. For instance, if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% bonus on that. If they're giving you 20% deposit bonuses up to $1,000 deposit, and they're giving you 10% deposit bonuses up to a $20,000 deposit. So if you deposit 20K, you get a 2K free bonus. You do need to KYC level 1 to get the bonuses, but that is a really good incentive. Now, I've also partnered with BYDFI to create that Telegram community. It's a private community, but it is free. All you need to do in order to join the community is join BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit a minimum deposit of $100 or more. You can deposit more if you want to get some of the bigger rewards. Once you've done that, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video, and in that Telegram verify channel, you're going to type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, and it will get you into the Telegram. And once you're in, you're in. Now, I am going to be making some changes here relatively soon to the VIP community. We are seeing a lot of people on Telegram deposit the money and then not trade. They're not trading at all. So they're still remaining to have access to the, everything I'm posting, to what all the services I'm doing in there, but they're not really trading, which doesn't benefit BYDFI and it doesn't benefit me. In BYDFI, we're looking at So a new thing here, and let me just pull this up real quick. Give me just a second, guys. So if you sign up now, you automatically get VIP level 2. Now with VIP level 2, you get some really good fees here, but for you guys, for my community only, if you trade over $5 million a month, not 20 million, but if you trade over 5 million, so they cut that into a quarter for us, then you can get up to VIP level 3 if you trade over $5 million per month in your contract volume. You can get up to VIP level 3 and you get some really good fees at VIP level 3. Another thing that we're thinking about doing though is, and I know I talked to a couple other influencers about this, is if you don't remain active in the Telegram, and like say you go a month without being really active in the Telegram, you might be getting booted by BYDFI. So I just want to let you guys know that. I want to provide a service for you, but it's also got to be worth it to the exchange. They pretty much take care of this Telegram for me, and it is a lot of work for them. So if you guys are interested, join the Telegram. But also we want you to actually trade on the exchange and use the exchange. Second partner of the channel is Blowfin. Blowfin's another non-KYC exchange that I partnered with. They're offering VIP 1 for 30 days. You get, if you deposit $5, you get a $10 voucher, and they have some pretty good net deposit bonuses, all the way up to if you deposit $10,000, you can get a $1,000 futures bonus for free. So that's a good incentive. Also, guys, if you can't even deposit, a good way to help out the channel and support the channel is just to like, subscribe, hit the, share the videos, everything. I do have 2 KYC exchange partners, being MEXC and Bybit. Bybit offers up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses, and MEXC is offering a 10% initial deposit bonus up to $1,000. And then the last partner of the channel is NAMI Trading. And NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator you see at the bottom of your screen. I use it for all my confirmations in my trades. As we're coming down to a key support level or up to a key resistance level, I'm looking for confirmation in order to enter that trade. And so, for instance, on Bitcoin, as we were coming up to this very key resistance, we were looking for bear divs, and we did have some bear divs on like the 8-hour time frame. You can see Anami will print out, where was it? Well, maybe it was the 4-hour time frame that we're looking at. I use it for confirmations of my trades. So I'm not just going to randomly long a level or short a level just because it's a level. I want to see the confirmed confirmations, I guess, confirmed confirmation. I know that sounds stupid. But since I've been using NAMI for confirmations, it gets me into the better trades that are more probable to play out, and it keeps me out of the trades that are less probable to play out, and my profit margins increase drastically. So it's a great tool for me to use. If you want to be an expert in your field, you have to have the proper tools to help you become an expert and stay an expert. So I think that it's worth it. If you guys are interested in NAMI, I have partnered with them to get you guys 50% off. So if you click the affiliate link in the description below, and when you're checking out on their website, use Divine50 in the discount code promotion box, and you'll get 50% off. Okay, I just want to check ZEC USD. I don't know if we, yeah, we're still kind of, we haven't hit that value area high yet. And guys, I will do my best today, because it looks like we might come down and hit these levels today. I will do my absolute best this afternoon to keep you informed on if I take a trade. I am going to be at a graduation ceremony that will be a bit hard to update you guys on, but I will do my absolute best to do that for you guys. And speaking of that, I've got to leave in 30 minutes, about 30 minutes here. Okay. Yeah, where is the resistance of USD? Well, on USDT, I'm looking for a breakout of the channel, and we're SFPing the highs right now, which is kind of a good sign. You want to see this not, if we start to close above the value area high, I would say a 4-hour candle above the value area high, you're very likely to come up to this level. You might see an SFP of this level just to come down over the weekend to backtest the channel before really seeing the big move up. I suspect that as USDT is coming up to this level, Bitcoin will be coming down to 75K. And that could give us our long opportunity from 75K. And this pullback that we're seeing on USDT could be a pump on Bitcoin from 75, maybe back up to 77 or something like that. We will have to look at the levels, right? Because on Bitcoin, say we get that move down here, SFP that, I would be looking at pulling a golden pocket from the 78K highs down to the 75K lows. And wherever this golden pocket is, you could see a big move down. On the other hand, it could be the end of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then you could pull a golden pocket in a bigger move from 75K. You would pull a golden pocket from the range or the impulse highs down to wherever those impulse lows are in that 80K zone. It would be the value area low of this upper range. You would have your larger golden pocket there. And we already have a golden pocket there, but now that has changed because we just made new lows on the day. So that's theoretical right now. This level's theoretical right now. Man, my short is printing from 78K. I have a take profit at 75K. 75.2 is my first take profit because of that anchored VWAP. Bullish divs are gone except for on the 4 hour. Yeah, 75. Yeah, I'm looking at 75, 74.8, guys. Shorted INJ. INJ is at resistance. And we talked about this yesterday. Hitting the golden pocket, your pitchfork midline, and you grabbed liquidity. You're back inside your volume profile here. You are seeing a nice bounce from the POC right now at the moment. But that liquidity grab into that golden pocket and that pitchfork band there on the 4 hour time frame, it was just a wick above. And you can see we have confirmed 4 hour bear divs. Money flow topping out, or 1 hour, excuse me, 1 hour bear divs, not 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we have bear divs on NAMI, and then we even have more local bear divs on NAMI. And we have money flow bear divs. Very slight, but they are money flow bear divs. NAMI is a lot quicker at confirming than Market Cipher B. And so those bear divs could bring us down to value area low. So what I would be looking for, even if this is going to remain bullish, you know, some sort of flat correction in here, you would be looking to take out this low, or at the very least, to take out this low into the value area low and your pitchfork band. And I actually will set an alert there because that looks pretty nice. So we'll do this. SFP long, okay. Because if we pull a golden pocket, it's your 786. Sorry, your 786 here. 786 value area low SFP. And by the time we get down there, say this grinds down over the weekend, it's going to be around your pitchfork band as well. So that's your local support level on injective protocol to remain bullish. If you don't bounce there, then you're going to take out this low. And you're more likely going to come down to the bottom of the pitchfork where your golden pocket is and the bottom of that pitchfork. Seeing a bigger flat correction. We can actually look at that as well. Let's pull from the highs to the lows to the lower high. Yeah, your 1-to-1 is right there. So that's the next big support level would be this zone in here. If we're seeing a bigger flat. Once again, I don't like how all these moves started with a what looks like a 3-wave corrective move, because if this was a 5-wave move, we could say this was a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 on the high time frames. But because this started with a 3-wave corrective move, it doesn't look good, guys. Like I said, I don't think we are going into alt season. I don't. I know I had that on the thumbnail or the title of the video to kind of get eyes there, you know. Hold on, guys. Give me just a second. I got to respond to this text. Give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. You went long on ETH and ZEC. Well, on ETH, I didn't see confirmation. I know we were hitting that naked weekly point of control, but I didn't see the confirmation for me personally to take the long. On ZEC, I would really be waiting at least to 599-ish. The thing with ZEC is this does look like an impulse to the downside. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and then we might see a 5 in here. Even if this is going to be a three-wave confirmed corrective move, I would still be looking for a little bit lower. This would be an ABC with a extended C wave, but the problem with that is you've already passed the 1.618, so it's less likely that you're going to do that. Higher time frame looks horrible. Yes, the higher time frames do look pretty bad though, guys, as well. Fat Sonic, I wish I'd paid attention to the channel at 82K Bitcoin. It's all right, man. There's always another trade. Like, there's always going to be another trade. And that's one cool thing I'm really trying to focus on lately, the last couple of weeks, is finding trading opportunities for you guys. Because I know that is what our goal of. It's not just to look at the technical analysis, it's actually find trades. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, but I do let you guys know the trades that I'm interested in. And I do let you guys know when I enter those trades in hopes that if you guys choose to follow those trades, you can. But of course that's on your own volition, right? Yeah, it's finally May, walk away. Hey, that's actually an interesting, yeah. On Bitcoin index chart, this was that support level we bounced from a naked weekly point of control in the channel midline. I can delete this now because we already bounced from that last week. And your 382 Fibonacci. But same thing kind of on Ethereum as Bitcoin. Ethereum's at the bottom of this channel. So you know how Ethereum has this channel here where it's at the bottom of the channel. It's breaking the channel down. Bitcoin is at the midline of the channel and it's starting to break the midline down. Golden pocket at 71 is the golden pocket of this impulse. You might see a good bounce there, but it might just do something like that. So we have a lot of levels. The main levels to be watching, 75K. 78 is still a good support, but 68 is like the big one, right? 68 is your POC of your range. You have a pitchfork band there too. Let me go into the bearish pitchfork. Let me just hide this now. It doesn't look like we need that anymore. Doesn't look like we need this for now. And we'll get rid of that for now. We have our bearish pitchfork, which has been pulled from the major all-time highs in 2025, right? Another reason why I was looking for the macro short at 82K is because it was your pitchfork band. Midline, excuse me, midline. The first half of the month, the first half of this range, we were rejecting from the lower part of the band. We then started rejecting from the upper part of the band. But then when we flipped it at 70K, I know there was a lot of people bearish here. And I said, I'm looking for a move to 82. And a lot of people were coming in on the chat saying that that's not likely. We continued up. We touched that midline, but we're rejecting from the midline, and it looks like we're starting to impulse down. And remember, if you go watch my video a couple weeks ago, right in this range, I said, what is going to be important is to determine this move down. If it's an impulse, you might get a lower high, and then you might see the big dump, right? But you're looking to take out this low. At the 68K support, as far as pitchfork trading goes, so let me explain pitchfork trading. I want to go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we bounced from the bottom of the pitchfork. Yes, we wicked past it, but our daily candle bodies closed at the bottom of the pitchfork. Resistance for a month, resistance for a month, flipped it to support. As soon as you flip that lower band from resistance into support, you have a high likelihood of continuing up to the next major pitchfork band level or pitchfork level. In this case, it's the midline. We reject from the midline. Now, even in a bullish scenario, if you have a major rejection from the midline, you could work your way down to that lower band to do a higher time frame back test. Well, where is that lower band coming in? At your very key range point of control and macro golden pocket. That is the level. Right? So this is in a bullish scenario, which, by the way, I do not think this is the case. My highest probability scenario is that this was an ABC and we're going to come down and to 58K. By the way, by the time we get down there, if we see something like a wave 1, a wave 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get maybe a small corrective move, and then you get another impulse, I think by the time we get down to 58K, the bottom of the pitchfork is going to be in alignment. You could see a more aggressive impulse down where it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Either way, the bottom of the pitchfork is going to be a major support zone where we have that naked monthly point of control. We also have our anchored VWAP from the from the bear market lows. Anchored VWAP from the bear market lows coming in. That could be the end of the bear market. But what I'm looking for is the bearish scenario to play out overall. Sorry, guys. Let me just get there. Okay. Now, in the bullish case scenario, we still have to keep that in mind. You could drop all the way to 68K and still make new highs. You would be looking at it then as a wave 1 in a contracting diagonal, a wave 2, a secondary wave 1, a secondary wave 2, and then you're going to explode up in a wave 3. And then you're going to get, after your wave 3 finishes, you're going to get your, 4 5s, 4 5, something like that, right? It's less likely, in my opinion. Why is it less likely? Because your primary wave 1 and your secondary wave 1 are shorter than your secondary wave 1 and your secondary wave 2 would be. And generally in a double 1-2 impulse, you want your wave 1, 2, 1, 2. You want your primary 1 and your primary 2 to be longer than your secondary 1 and your secondary 2. This kind of creates that channel. And then you see that breakout in a wave 3. And then generally towards the end of it, you start to see that selling exhaustion again, another kind of channel in here. And that's how your multiple 1-2 or double 1-2 impulse goes. We're not really seeing that structure on Bitcoin here. To me, it's more likely that in an ABC, AB, your C wave often is aggressive. It's an often aggressive impulse. Look at the volume on this, guys. First off, volume is getting lower and lower and lower as we were moving up here, meaning it's a sign of a corrective move. But even looking at the C wave, as we're pushing up on the C wave, volume kind of dropping as we kept pushing up. Yes, you did have a spike in there on the flip, a 70K support on this key flip here. But other than that, it looks like the macro bearish scenario is going to play out to me. That, along with the USDT chart showing an impulse to the upside or an expansion of accumulation. Remember, this is a wave 4. We're looking for a 5th wave. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's your Elliott waves. Wyckoff accumulation. Tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, expansion, small correction, expansion to continue. Once you take out that double top, that is when you can start talking about bull market. I mean, it just so much lines up for the macro bearish scenario. Now, as a trader, this is the great thing about being a trader, guys. I don't have to be right there. My bias is bearish, but I don't have to be right. I trade whatever's in front of me. I'll trade the bullish scenario, and I'll just be more aggressive with taking profits because my overall bias on the high time frame is bearish. I'm still longing. Shoot, I just made so much money longing Near and ZEC over the past couple of days, even though I'm bearish on Bitcoin macro time frame, expecting to move down to 75K at the very least. you can still, as traders, this is what's so great to be a trader, to have these skills as a trader. You play the market. You play what's in front of you. Both scenarios. You hedge yourself. You hedge against yourself. Short from 82, long from 75, right? One of my friends said we are going to 52.5K by the end of May or early part of June. This sounds likely now. 52.5, let me show you on Bitcoin. I think 54 is a really good support level. You can see, where is it? Here. All right, this is our pitchfork. That is a multi-cycle pitchfork. It's pulled from the COVID lows to the original 65K highs, which is the highs as far as money flow and volume goes of that bull market, down to your bear market lows. Look at how nice this pitchfork has been respected in the past. High time frame. You reject from the lower part of the band, you get a pullback to golden pocket. Reject from the upper part of the band, you get that flat correction. You break above the band, you back test it bullishly. As soon, and this is exactly what happened with Bitcoin at 70K. Break above the band, back test, you expect to move up to midline. In Bitcoin's case, we broke above, we tested 70, we moved up to 82.5. But here, you reject, this was your 2024 all-time high at the midline. You grind down for most of 2024 until you backtest a higher time frame backtest of the band. You bounce, you try to make an attempt to break above it. By the way, if you go check my video and type in Wyckoff accumulation distribution, in this area, I was telling everyone was thinking we were going to push up to 120. This was likely to be distribution based off of bear divs and money flow draining out. Hold on, let me go to the daily time frame. You can see it a lot better. Bear divs, money flow draining out as the range was forming. We were likely to distribute down. We did. What I'm trying to get at, though, is that we rejected the midline of the pitchfork. We have lost the lower band. Coming down to the bottom of the band. Now, actually, the bottom of the pitchfork is at 58K. That's that major naked monthly point of control. That's that major anchored VWAP from the bear market lows. But if we look at now, we had a range in 2024. That was our balance zone. Our fair value was between 60K and 70K, with your fair value being 63K. We had a range in 2025. And once you fall back inside your prior range, you can combine the two ranges. So if you take a volume profile and you can combine the two ranges, value area low is coming in around $54,000 to $55,000. On Coinbase, it's closer to 54. I like Coinbase levels. If we look at that 2-year long range, first off, where's our POC at? Our POC is at 68K. Very, very important support. It's the lower pitchfork band. 50, and now your value area low actually is at 56K. So I think 58 to 56K is going to be the bottom. We have the bearish pitchfork, the bottom of the bearish pitchfork at 58 to 56K, and our more macro multi-cycle pitchfork bottom, 56 to 58K. Also, another thing, guys, I forgot to talk about this all this week. Where did we reject? To the exact dollar. We rejected on the bearish backtest of the major high time frame pitchfork. Multi-cycle pitchfork rejection. I mean, it sucks. If you're a bull, it sucks. Actually, it's good. You get more opportunity to buy. But the higher time frame scenario, everything is pointing towards bear market continuing. All right. Poker Face is a very strong troll beta, low cap, high multiples. What are the material differences between NAMI and MCB? What are the material different? NAMI's money flow is based off actual money flow in the market. Market Cypher's money flow is an algorithm of money flow and like EMAs and stuff like that. NAMI is much faster to confirm the momentum waves. It also has, with NAMI 2.0 that released like a couple months ago, it has adaptive time framing for these momentum waves that Market Cypher doesn't. It's better for scalping, in my opinion, and it's quicker to confirm, in my opinion. Now, Market Cypher still has tremendous value as far as the money flow goes on like the overall ebbs and flows of the market. Money flow is definitely a plus for that. Look at this, guys. Also, corrective move up to backtest, volume decreasing. Like, simple. You know, don't overcomplicate it. BTC is pricing in Monday's holiday. This is normal recurrence on 3-day weekends. Yes, it is Memorial Day on 3-day weekends. It is a 3-day weekend, but I forgot about that too. So we might see this range continue all the way through till Tuesday, like a small range or a bounce from 75 and then a small move up over that holiday weekend before seeing something there. Okay, let me just say this. There is still a bullish case scenario. I know I've been just harping right now for the past 10 minutes on how the bearish case scenario is likely, and it's my bias. Personally, it's my bias. But as a trader, I keep both biases. I keep both the scenarios in my mind. So it's not like, even though I have a higher time frame bias, I'm not going to take into account the bullish bias, because if I see we broke out of the value area high. If I see us come down, back test the value area high and start an impulse here, I'm going to say, guys, it's likely now we take out 70 or 82K. I would change my bias based off of what's happening on the data on the charts. But even if we do take out 82K, our upper range value area low is very important. It's coming in at 86K. If we look at our trend-based Fibonacci extinction, the lows of A to the highs of A to the lows of B, you're 87,000. Where is that box that I had on the chart? I mean, the next box of resistance was that, and I need to start labeling these better. Yeah, right there, between 86 and 87. Now, the way that market auction theory works, guys, market auction theory is when the market tries to find a balance for a certain asset. And the market is in balance or in a range mode more than it is in trending mode or impulse mode, right? So for a majority of the time, Bitcoin is going to be rangy. In 2024, our fair value for Bitcoin was between 70K and 60K, with your POC being around 63K, right? 70K, 60K, POC, 67K. Not 63, 67. That was our balance zone for Bitcoin in 2024. Now, after some things happened around the world, economically, politically, we pumped up. We had a new zone of price discovery. We found balance for the entire year of 2025 in this price zone, where the fair value for Bitcoin was at 98K, 97, 98. Our overvalued price was 110, and our undervalued price was 86. After certain things happened, geopolitically, war, things like that, we lost. The market said we're no longer pricing in the fair value for Bitcoin in this zone between 86 and 110. We now want to go back down and visit 2024's fair value level. Where did we bounce at 60K, guys? We bounced at the previous range value area low. Where did we back test? Previous range POC, we back tested it, continued up, right? So now the market is saying we're no longer pricing in Bitcoin at 2025 fair value. We're now revisiting 2024 to see if it's acceptable as the fair value. But now that we're breaking out of 2024's range, which, by the way, that 70K value area high was the back test of the pitchfork band after flipping it bullishly. Now the market is saying, okay, let's see if we can retest the fair value for Bitcoin back up at 2025 levels. So what happens is the market will move up to back test that value area low. And if the value area low fails and rejects, you expect a new low. And that is why we still could see a move up to 87K, 86, 87K. All right, there we go. We're hitting that. Let's see if we have any confirmation to look for a long. Man, not really, guys. Not. Volume increasing on the dump. Market cipher looks pretty bad right now. Unfortunately, this doesn't look so good for a bounce here. slight bull divs on the 5-minute, but your money flow overall is coming out pretty aggressively. Bitcoin's also not at support. You want Bitcoin to kind of be at support as well. I honestly would be looking for ZEC potentially to drop down to the golden pocket. 560 to 555. And man, that means Near is probably dumping too. I really want to catch this swing short on Near. Yeah, okay. So what we want to see from Near, you're rejecting that 1.236 absolutely perfectly. I now, because I'm looking for a swing short here, guys. Remember, I'm looking for a swing short. I'm okay missing this entire move down. Whenever we start to retrace up, it's just hitting that 598 level. Whenever we start to retrace up here to the golden pocket, this is the big swing short opportunity. This is where you pull the golden pocket, wherever it's going to end, you pull the golden pocket, and wherever this is at, you enter the swing short, stop goes above the high, and you're looking ultimately to target all the way down to the lows at 88 cents, right? It would help if I did this. You're looking to target all the way down to the lows. We have time. We can be patient here. We can be patient. But you're at your major rejection zone. So for the weekend, guys, watch Bitcoin at 74.9, 74.8. The altcoins, I will be updating you guys the best I can throughout the weekend. Saturday is going to be a pretty tough day for me to update you guys, but I will do my absolute best to update you guys throughout the weekend on Bitcoin. Remember, if you want those updates, you join the Telegram. All you have to do is join BYDFI using my affiliate link, deposit a minimum deposit of $100 or more. And then once you've done that, click the Telegram link. In the Telegram Verify channel, you type in /verify and your BYDFI user ID, and that gets you into the Telegram. Okay, Mach HK, what'd you say here? Check Market Cipher B on 12/16 daily, weekly. Okay, and I assume you mean for Bitcoin. 12-hour. Yeah, money flow. Wow, money flow is about to cross into the red. We could see some bull divs at 75K though, guys. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could see some bull divs on the 12-hour that gives you at least a small bounce here. So I will still be looking for longs, but not longs to new highs, longs to lower highs. And that's only if we get the confirmed SFP. SFP, get above, you know, that's when you start to enter the long. Daily time frame. Yeah, daily doesn't look so bad. Money flow is draining out though. And you did have slight bear divs here, guys. It is slight bear divs as you were coming into that 82.5 resistance. Man, I was telling you guys for weeks as we were pushing up in here for weeks, watch 82.3 to 82.5. And you can go back on my channel and look at how many thumbnails I talked about $82,500, or really 82.3 was what my main level I was talking about. Weekly. That fake out. And we also talked about this. I remember CJ, or who was it? Chichon. Chichon was saying the weekly the bear market low might be in, because anytime Bitcoin does a weekly green dot, the bear market is over. Well, I said, watch for the fake out into the red just to come up to hit 82. And then or fake out into the green. And if we come back into the red, that is going to be very bad. We haven't done that yet, but it is likely in my opinion. And look at this, guys. Like, how do you see from 2024 all-time high to the original January all-time high to the October all-time high? Triple drive of bear div on the weekly, money flow draining out, and money flow bear div. Like, that was the key to the bear market coming in. And I was harping on that on my channel for weeks and for months ahead of time, that we could see a top soon. On the monthly time frame, triple drive of bear div on the monthly time frame. Money flow topped out. Triple drive of bear div on the monthly time frame. Money flow bear div on the monthly time frame. And then if you even want to be more bearish, from the previous bull market all-time high to this all-time high, you have bear divs, money flow bear divs. You have bear divs, you have money flow bear divs. I mean, it sucks. And that is when, if this high time frame monthly bear div really starts to play out, that is when you could see 32K. I don't think that's the scenario. I personally lean towards the next macro low is going to be the bear market low. I just think there's too much bullishness in crypto in general. Okay. There you go, Ryan. Bragging about the wins. No, I'm not bragging. I just want to let you guys know, like, TA does work, and it is nice to understand what's happening in the markets and to be able to play that. Yes, I prefer Coinbase charts for TA. Coinbase is the largest spot exchange in the United States, which has the largest economy in the world. To me, I've backtested this for years. No. Coinbase volume levels work the best, in my opinion. XRP, we are looking at XRP to drop to, what was that, 126 or so? I mean, you are at that 786. You are at a local support level, but even lower is nicer. This golden pocket at 132. Yeah, 132. Sorry. Naked daily point of control golden pocket is just below. So this was a support level here. And I don't know why I made that purple. That was supposed to be green. That was a support level we were looking at, but a little bit lower. If you take your golden pocket, from the range lows to the highs, to these highs, that's your golden pocket in there. Now, it's already been tapped. It's not as good, right? So the big level, yeah, I was right. 123 to 121 is the big level. Your 786, your naked daily point of control down there. And you really, because that golden pocket from this low to this high has already been tapped, you have to go with a more local golden pocket. So you'd want to be going with the golden pocket from the next big low to that high. And if you look at your 786 Fibonacci, that's why we're at the support level we're at now. That's why I have that marked out. It's also a liquidity grab. And I believe it was your range point of control. Value area low. We'll take these off so that we don't get confused. Okay, guys, I do got to get going. I have a few things that I got to do today. Guys, have a good weekend. Oh, man, Mark Dutch. What's up, Mark? It's so good to see you in here. Wrong chat again. Mark, man, that boob money. You're always coming in with that boob money. It's because Mark kills it at trading probably. So today was an important live stream. We covered a lot today. It was pretty important, guys. And I would say let's just trade what's in front of us, right? We have a lot of alerts set on the altcoins. Near, I am telling you guys on Near, we might be able to get that big swing short position on Near. It is at the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. If this is going to be an A, B, C, you're backtesting your prior range value area low. You're backtesting your golden pocket. You're hitting your 1.236 target, just like with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was backtesting its A, B, C target, golden pocket on the logarithmic scale. Because it's more than a 30% drop to the downside, This is why we were looking for this area to be a macro swing short area, potentially, right? Near has the same exact setup, but it even has a better setup because it has a value area low back test there. Right? Value area low back test of your prior range. If you reject there, you might see a move all the way back down to take out the lows at 85 cents-ish. ZEC, another one that we are hitting. We are hitting our 1.236 target exactly in the fifth wave, right? So let me get rid of some of this stuff. I know I have a lot of local TA here, but in this last, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we had an extended fifth wave here. Inside of that fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're hitting your 1.236 target. Render is hitting golden pocket. I would, Render took liquidity, rejected value area high. You're at your local support level that we just talked about at the beginning of the stream. I would be very careful taking this long trade. No bull divs. You have slight bull div possible. If you're interested in taking the Render long trade at 187, remember that's also your macro range POC. I would be very careful. This looks impulsive to the downside. Now, could you get a small bounce here to backtest the channel before continuing down? Yes. You're breaking down from this channel with high volume. I personally am not looking to take this trade right now. Guys, have a good holiday weekend. I might try to stream on Sunday. So I will let you guys know in the Telegram. Also, just keep a lookout for the thumbnail on YouTube. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for my, thank you for just being part of the community. Thank you to the mods, Mark Dutch, Time Attack, Samuel S44, R Pink. Love you guys so much and I appreciate what you do. I will let you guys know in the Telegram if I do anything.